Oh, there he is. Another guy way down my list. These must be speed guys that people are picking. All right. Oh yeah, we're gonna make fun of him in just a little bit. Halfback Franklin Stover. Where you at, Stover? Okay. Franklin. There he is. A red chipper. All right. Yep. All right, after that. Okay. God, another guy way down the list. All right. Yep. All right. Right guard, right guard, right guard. Kyle, let's see if I can find him that way. There he is. Okay. A lot of defensive tackles I've seen went in this draft, like the last one too. All right. Okay. Okay. All right. William. There he is. Okay. Oh yeah. All right. Just seen him. There he is. Okay. All right. Where's that at? All right. Yep. All right. Trainor. That's why I couldn't find him. There he is. Okay. G-E-T-T? J-E-T-T, I mean? There he is. Manny. M-A-N-N-Y. There he is. All right. Thank you for helping me with these. Sweet. Cool. That's where we are. All right, so the Panthers are up here in pick number 12 here in the second round. Then you got the Cardinals, the Bears, the Dolphins, Chiefs, and Giants. And then I think it's going to be, my pick right after that. So Joey Stewart here goes, right guard out of Notre Dame. Let me see if I can just kind of catch everybody up with where we are. Come on. Joey. Let's do it like that. There he is, number 70. Oh, man, this has been a heck of an afternoon here. It feels like ever since the lockdown for everybody, my life has been pretty crazy. And so I am having a hard time keeping up with anything and everything here. Let me see if I can catch up with just kind of where we are so far in this draft. It's been very defensive heavy. Of course, all the top players were going to be defensive linemen. A lot of defensive tackles went early in this draft. And you can see that guys are investing early into offensive line and defensive line because we've seen those go in the past. And I think this is going to cause some skill positions to fall. This has also been a pretty good draft for quarterbacks. There's been some nice quarterbacks that have come out of this draft that guys have taken early. So far, what are y'all's early impressions of draft number 90? Yeah. William Rice, right tackle out of Texas Tech, 6'7", 223, 21 years old. A power guy, is going to be very good on the lead block. Did 39 in the bench press. So this is a big mauler that can really make things happen. So good pick there for the Cardinals as he continues to invest into those offensive lines and defensive lines and rebuild that team. Bears waste no time. They grab right tackle Chase Copeland out of Oregon. I liked him. This is kind of a red chip prospect for me. Another big guy that can make a lot of blocks up front. Now the picks are rolling pretty heavy. Pleasant, I think, went just now. Who was that guy, Pleasant? The Malcolm Pleasant. Man, these are rolling pretty quickly here, and I don't know if I can keep up. And my pick is coming up, so I'm gonna let you guys talk for just a second and see if I figure out who I'm taking, because this is my first pick of the draft. I can't find this guy, Anthony. Oh, there he is, right end. Yeah, they can't hear me, or they can't hear you guys. This is why. Nope. I had you guys' volume turned down. That's why you're not going to hear. We're going to have to pause because my controller died. Ryza is my pick. We got to pause because I just need a second to catch up here. Give me the last 3 picks that happened, because those happened like within 1 minute.
Brian Anthony Wilhite to the Chiefs.
Yep, I got him. Yep.
The Chiefs took right guard Reed Hayden.
R-E-E-D?
R-E-I-D.
R-E-I-D. There we go. There he is. All right.
And then
after that,
took left end Garrison Carmichael.
Left end. There he is. All right, give me just a second. You guys talk about your favorite or your impressions of the draft, maybe some of your favorite picks that you've seen here, so I don't go deathly silent and look at my picks real quick.
Well, I have to say the wide receiver that Smash got in round 1 there, I don't think anyone expected him to be as good as he was. That was a nice, probably the best, not just wide receiver, but probably the most impactful skill position guy in my opinion. There's a good halfback that went early as well, but I just think the receiver was a little bit more of a surprise, and really good bang for your buck.
Yeah, I caught him because he had a story. I said, oh, he did good at the combine. So I was going defense, but a couple of my guys went early. So I just went with, of course, I need offense. 77 overall offense, so we went offense. Smart thing, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So for the second pick with the halfback. But hey, and like I said, the other guy, Slayton, can't stay healthy even though 1,300 yards, but he'll miss a game or two. So we just needed a backup because we let Duke Johnson go. So
Yeah.
I think that power back with 91 speed, he'll do something for me. I like to have 2 power backs and 2 elusive blacks, and so I picked up another power back to go along with Josh.
Yeah, that's
Adams,
smart. I was thinking about doing the same thing myself. But now you took the guy, so never mind. I do want to say that even though I gave D Money an extra pick in the first round, I also blocked him of the players he wanted on both picks. So, congratulations to me.
Thanks for helping the NFC out.
You still traded with him, Bloop.
Hey,
but look, he's not in the NFC and not in his division. True. Yeah, so I would have did the same thing. I'm not trading with the Falcons, period.
Well, yeah. Hey. See, I wasn't going to. Like, I've told you guys all week, or not you guys specifically, but the whole league all week, like, give me a cornerback or else I'm trading with D-Money, and no one was able to do it, so it is what it is. I had to get a cornerback somehow.
Hey, supply and demand.
Yeah. Like I was saying on Friday, he grows cornerbacks like they're land, and then he just sells them for millions of dollars. So
yeah, hey, can't fault him for that. There's nothing wrong with that.
So, what do you guys think about the outside linebacker that went number 1 overall? To me, I wasn't sure. I didn't really know the Bucs' needs, I guess, but you know they have good linebackers. I thought maybe they'd go defensive back, or
he's probably gonna move him. I'm sorry for talking. No, he's probably gonna move him to DE. And I was looking at him, comparing him to another guy that went in the second round because I was thinking about playing, going back to a 3-4. And if he had failed to me, I was gonna grab him.
Right.
Yeah, I think that's what he's doing.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Bigger plan.
And then I think number 2 overall was a halfback. I think I mentioned he was a pretty good one. I think 76 overall, 214 pounds from Alabama. I was a little surprised he went that early, but you know, as I think Jason said, if you like your guy, just take him. So
you gotta take him in. You gotta take him in this league because you can't wait. That's why I took that running back early because I was like, man, this dude is a power back with 4.440. Knew it had to be 90 or 91 speed. So
yeah, you guys are right. Like, I was just surprised by the positioning. I thought maybe he did try to trade down, but you know, I thought you could have got something else for that. But that was all right. And then I can't remember who went number 3. I have a terrible memory with these things.
Let's see who went number 3. Because Outlaw took the guy. It's a DE and they went number 3, I think.
I gotta admit though, I love how you guys rationalize trading with the Atlanta Falcons. Like, I warned the league and no one responded, so I traded with the best team that we've ever seen and no one can beat. I'm sorry, Bloop. That's the lamest thing I've ever heard. No one should ever trade with that guy. Period. You cannot give the Falcons a high pick. Period. Ever. No one should ever do it. It doesn't matter. No one can beat him. It doesn't matter if you're in the same conference. No one. This guy's won 6 Super Bowls, 5 straight. Like, sooner or later, we got to stop giving him ammo to shoot at the rest of us. Then go draft one.
I got it. No. I told the whole league the entire time I need a cornerback. I couldn't get a cornerback any other way. There's no one in free agency. I had to do it. Like, I know it's not great for the league or whatever. He's gonna win anyway, so I need to do what's good best for my team. That's what I did.
Right.
That's depressing.
There's nothing you can do.
Yeah, like everyone every year wants to do it, but you know, I got to look out for my team, and maybe I could be the guy that makes the playoffs now and gets in the Super Bowl against him. But
come on, Blue, I love you with all my heart, but no one's beating him. I mean, it's just the way it is. Like, we can't beat a guy that we continue to give high draft picks to. It's just
Yeah.
not possible.
Well, I'm not gonna do anything if I'm not don't have any cornerbacks anyways. So you know, I asked
Go draft
everyone
one.
in the league.
Like he's
did.
going to do.
I did draft a guy, but I still need multiple cornerbacks. So that's all I could do.
Ban him.
Fuck.
I wish I had a reason to boot him. Unfortunately, he doesn't
No,
do
I'm talking
anything to
about
give me a reason to boot him. I can't bloop. At the end of the day, I still love Bloop.
Yeah.
I think he's an asshole for trading with the Falcons, but I still love him.
Hey, Cooley will tell you if he's in here right now talking. I messaged him before I made the trade. I said I hate
Pray
myself for
to
doing
God,
this.
let's hope that Cooley doesn't talk.
Yeah, no one will understand him. But
Oh no, I can understand
What in
him.
the world?
All right, Linda Wilson, left
But I
end
don't buy
goes
this
over to.
whole, I hate myself for doing it. It's like saying
No, I don't
no,
either.
no offense, but then insert offensive statement here.
Yeah, man.
well, I tried trading for
All right.
5 other cornerbacks beforehand. So
Well, my guy couldn't be traded, so that's the
yeah,
only reason you didn't
that
get
was
him.
the unfortunate part. That kind of sent me down a quick spiral where I had to do that.
So really, it's your
Talk
fault.
about that left end. Talk about that left end that you just picked up. Is he any good?
No. Special.
I've got some
I
good
love draft.
left ends. I've got a ton of good offensive linemen that are on the board still. Yeah, I think if you need an offensive lineman, this is the draft to go ahead and grab you one. You've got enough time to build them. And this is also the draft if you need a quarterback. And next draft is going to be a little weird. It's probably going to be a little inflated, but none of those guys can be imports. It'll be a real NFL rookie player draft. And then the next year will probably be the final draft where we're just drafting simply for import reasons only, not actually playing the season after. So I think we'll get this season and one more season in. And then again, if we stay on lockdown for the next 8 weeks, we may get through 10 more seasons before this thing's over with. Peyton Hicks, Sean Hicks, I'm sorry, Peyton Hicks is a different player, left in a right guard out of Ole Miss, 307, 6'2", a power guy. So you're seeing a lot of offensive and defensive linemen going here. I really wanted a defensive lineman, but as Bloop knows, because we've had some conversations, none of these guys were really big enough to take this early. And I was really hoping that I'd have a chance to grab some fullbacks here, but man, I've seen 3 fullbacks go off of the board here pretty quickly, and there's not really going to be any left here soon. Lucas Clayton right here goes to the Eagles out of Cincinnati, 245, 22 years old, 6'2", more of like a lead blocker, traditional fullback in the traditional sense, but the Eagles continue to stockpile resources for an offense that was able to turn the corner last year. Now we're starting to see punters. I guess it's that type of the Madden season, or the Madden cycle, I should say, where rosters are pretty set and guys are just filling in cheaper needs or cheaper opportunities to fill players and not really looking for too many starters. So it's going to be a weird draft from here on out, as we're at pick number 29 already in the second round. I don't know what the hell that was, but please don't let that happen again. That was very loud.
Yeah, that was scary.
As I worked with Penguins and even Rob some, and we worked our way through the Devo system, which has been it's been a monster to kind of deal with, that's for sure. But I think we've got it figured out, and we were able to get a good system in place. But as we were working our way through that, we realized that pretty easily you could tell the teams that won a lot in this league had a lot of offensive linemen and a lot of defensive linemen, either really high up in the stats or in the Pro Bowl, like really, really good players. So this is the way you want to build a team here. You got to build it up front. And it's interesting that even if you look at the Falcons, who had almost every offensive lineman was in the top 15 in sacks given up, they're not even that highly rated, but some way, somehow, a combination of the right player and the right scheme, getting the ball out soon enough, running the ball, establishing the run, really elevated all of his offensive linemen. He was able to get them pretty high in our Devo system. So, yeah, if you need to turn things around for your team, you got to build them up front.
Yep, and you know he doesn't get enough credit for like his IQ on the field and stuff, like to avoid those sacks. But like you say, you don't necessarily need like a 85 plus offensive lineman top to bottom. You know, he's proof that you can kind of make anything work if you do it the right way.
All right, we got the chat up. I think I actually missed a couple picks while we were rambling there. Did anybody go right here before Hodges? I think the fullback was the last guy I got. So John Hodges goes. Okay, the punter, yeah, I got him. John Hodges goes over to the Tennessee Titans, who turned things around last season, made a deep run into the AFC playoffs before being knocked off by the Colts. 6'1", 251 out of TCU. It's going to be like a speed edge rusher and like a 3-4, a little bit of a hybrid guy. A guy that had a major injury during the season, and that's probably a big reason that he fell here. But 70 overall, defensive end going over to the Tennessee Titans. Did they run a 3-4?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's going to be a good fit for that 3-4. You know, those players usually take a year to develop, where you'll get pretty good stats out of them the first year, but they really need a second year to develop and turn the corner. Joseph Webster, wide receiver out of Ole Miss, going to Seattle Seahawks. He loves his wide receivers, doesn't he? I bet you this guy's going to be... No, he's not. He's not a speed guy. Ran a 4.5 140, did 4.19 in the shuttle, 6.95 in the 3-cone. So not the traditional wide receiver that we see the Seahawks usually trading for, or drafting, I'm sorry.
What are you trying to do over there, Bloop?
I welcome the opportunity to be beat by anyone that isn't DK Metcalf or Tyler Lockett. So,
What do you mean, Penguins?
Casey Goodyear, left in out of Arizona. Talk about him, Blue. How's he look?
He's a little bit of a project. Let me just open him back up. He has 78 block shedding and 86 strength, 79 acceleration, so that's all good. He's going to play defensive tackle for me, be a backup.
Yeah, I was going to ask that. 6'3", 310. You could move him inside. Are you still running at 3-4?
No, I had to move to the 4-3 because the first two drafts were just terrible for 3-4s, and like everyone retired on me. And then as soon as I go to 4-3, now there's lots of 3-4 guys. So
Yeah,
I'm running
tons of
4-3
3-4 guys coming out.
Yeah, I don't want to be, but this guy's going to be a nice little defensive tackle for me. I think he's raw, but has some skills.
Yeah, we talked about that, Blue, because, we talked about that right before the season started, and we just talked about it. I prefer 3-4 is fun, but, I changed up to a 4-3. And I changed, Matt to at the end. He didn't have that much going for him, so I traded him. I know Nate didn't like that either, but I still came away with the number 2 defense in the league, so...
Yeah, I was the 29th defense, so I need these guys. Actually, 29th run defense, to be specific. But
All right, we're pick number 2 here, already in the 3rd round. Dylan Raymer goes over to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, 6'6", 325, a big left tackle, a power guy that's going to go and get 34 in the bench press and probably solidify the Tampa Bay Bucs offensive line. I know he's only 70 overall, but as long as some of his other stats kind of line up, he was one of my better players that were left in the draft here. Cornerback Jamal Rich goes over to the Texans. Kansas City, 6'1", 210. Ran a 4.47 40. More of a man coverage. Well, kind of a slot guy, an all-around guy. So pretty good pick there for him. And some of these picks are going fast. Now we see the Chicago Bears go after their quarterback. Only about 3 rounds too late. Yeah, you help us get into your brain. Number 1, talk about Max Dawson, quarterback out of Purdue. He is 6 foot, 224, so not the prototypical guy, more of a scrambler, probably a decent arm, pretty good short accuracy and medium accuracy. He's got some potential. So talk about Max, and then help us get in your head a little bit. Like, what was the thought process you passing on some pretty good quarterbacks in the first round to go for a receiver?
Well, I needed a receiver. My offense sucked.
You needed a quarterback.
Suck. No, I didn't need a quarterback because I finished 11-7, and I probably would have won the division if I hadn't gave up 2 big plays to the.
You probably would have won the division if you had a quarterback.
Miami Dolphins. Yeah. But everybody got their own thoughts about my team. But if I go 11-5 with what I had, I'm fine with it. Like I said, the last couple of drafts, the quarterback's been iffy, so that's why I didn't go to quarterback first round. So that's
The
why
bonus got me, yo.
Yeah. So in the next draft, I figure maybe this time, with Cooley and what's the other guy named, new Vikings owner.
Ross.
Maybe I won't sweep. Yeah, maybe I won't sweep the division. Then I got to play the AFC West. So I figured, the next draft, bunch of quarterbacks. I'll just load up on guys on the offensive side. But we're gonna give this little young guy Max Dawson a try. 86 throw power, 74 deep, 79 medium accuracy, and 84 short. So we'll see with 83 speed. So
Give me those stats one more time. Give me those stats one more time.
86 throw power, 74 deep, 79 medium, and 84 short.
Nice.
So we'll be throwing a lot of short passes, I see.
Is he going to be your starter?
Well, I probably need to start him. So I don't know, because every time I try to do that, somehow Jacoby decides that he want to take over, because I played musical chairs the first 3 weeks of the season and went 2-1. Let's try to start that rookie, but he flamed out, so Jacoby took us the rest of the way. The defense just failed us in a couple of games, or else, I would have had the division. But now it's going to be all hell, because I got Cooley and they had a hellified defense over there, and he's a good player, so we'll see.
Well, as we get into this draft, we can definitely.
I don't know, maybe not.
Okay. We can get there. We got plenty of time to get there and start some smack talk. That'll happen a little later in this draft. Again, there's a lot of really good offensive linemen left. I mean, I think my top-rated player is a defensive tackle, and then a right tackle right after that. But again, right after that is a guard, another defensive tackle, a left guard, 2 right tackles. So a lot of really good offensive linemen in this draft. Not that many stud cornerbacks. The cornerbacks seemed a little light in this draft. I think also some sneaky good linebackers. There tends to be some linebackers that are kind of falling here. I didn't love receiver. I didn't love halfback. And I didn't love cornerback. But definitely has its high points in this draft. What were some of the high points for you guys as we kind of rolled into here that you felt like if you needed a good player, there was going to be a plethora of it at this position?
Well, I knew for myself being a defensive end that I could wait after my first pick to get one. I almost did it anyways, but the defensive linemen this is probably the deepest I've ever seen. Even deeper than previous seasons. Like I think there's
but no big guys, right? Like
there was a couple,
that 310 to 320 guy. Like there wasn't a ton of those big boys.
No. I think there was maybe 2 guys that were over 310. Rob got one, I think.
I think Cardinals. Yeah, Rob got that one, the biggest one.
Yeah, and then there was one other guy that was like 313 or something, like a defensive end. But other than that, they were all pretty small, like 300 or less. Or like some guys, like my guy was 242.
What about for you, Penguins? Is there any positions here that really caught your eye?
Offensive line actually hasn't been that bad. It's pretty deep, actually.
Yeah, there wasn't a ton of top end guys, but it's definitely been much deeper than we've seen in years past.
Yeah,
and there's some big boys there too. Now there's some big run stoppers that you've seen there in the at the offensive line. Like as much as the defensive line lacked, the offensive line has some big boys. All right, Kim Borden goes over to the Green Bay Packers. Kim Borden out of Virginia is going to be another a power-type offensive lineman that the Packers are going to grab there. The Packers, shockingly, had a really good offense this past season, but even with that quarterback still throwing a lot of interceptions down in Green Bay. I think that he's going to have to get that figured out because he definitely has the talent at running back. He's definitely got the talent at receiver, and that quarterback is, I mean, he is a franchise changer pretty quickly.
Yeah, I played him in his second game in the league last year, and it took everything I had to win by a field goal in that game because he was all over the place. Then after that, he seemed to start to throw more picks because I think the first 2 weeks he had only maybe one pick, and then after that he started back to his old habits. But that quarterback is really good, plays way better than Aaron Rodgers did for him, and that whole team is just scary top to bottom if he can figure it out.
I didn't get to pay a lot of attention to free agency just because I'm pretty broke and don't, I've been trying the last 2 seasons to not go crazy in free agency. But were there any shocking players? It felt like it was pretty deep overall. Some aging players, of course, but overall it felt like a pretty deep free agency. And were there any kind of big spenders that shocked you? I know the Falcons were trying to put some big money on DeAndre Hopkins, who ended up, thank God for the league. He's way smarter than Bloop. He actually went to the Cincinnati Bengals and stayed away from the Atlanta Falcons. But outside of that big spending, anything else that kind of caught anyone's eye?
Trying to think back. There was so many offensive linemen in the free agency, man. I was surprised about that. I didn't see what they all went for, but compared to the first 2 seasons, there's I would say a 10 starter level offensive linemen more than normal,
Yeah.
which is surprising. I don't know if anyone else has any, but and then of course receiver. There's Amari Cooper, DeAndre Hopkins.
Yeah, get some good receivers, aging receivers, but still some good
Yeah.
receivers.
Yeah.
And I think DeAndre Hopkins has to have one of the, if not the largest contract in the league right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it was some crazy money.
Yeah, I think it was I'll check right now, but
I don't even know how the Falcons had that kind of money available to them. I don't. It's hard to do everything that I do here, so I can't really keep up with people's, in and out movements. But to have a 5-time back-to-back, and probably say that for eternity, champion, how he keeps that team together and keeps having that much cash flow is mind-boggling to me. I don't know how he does it.
He lost Matt Ryan's contract, so he saved a lot of money there, and then Julio retiring probably opened up more money for him, and he's got some players on some good contracts, so that's probably where he found the money.
and he doesn't spend on his offensive line. I think he let Devontae Freeman
No, he
go
doesn't.
halfback.
Yeah, he did let him go. He went to the Panthers.
That's a
So,
good
yeah.
thing because he was really good. I mean, he'll be fine with Ito Smith, but man, Freeman would just gash you.
Yeah.
I mean, we've seen it in the last 3 OMFL bowls where, they were just gashing people with Freeman.
Just to follow up on the Hopkins contract, it's 3 years for $120 million.
Good
Everybody's
luck
happy
with
that
that
he didn't
one.
go to the Falcons. If someone has to play the Bengals, they'll understand that they may not be so happy because that team was tough. With him, with Kelsey, that quarterback, his run game, and John Ross, have fun. It's not going to be that easy.
I got
So-
Yeah, but
not on it.
that guy, oh my God, Rob, you just took my guy. Son of a... God darn it, Rob. Are you in here still?
Yeah, don't worry, he's not that good.
All right, talk about him. 71 overall, Tyron Darby, a guy that was hoping would fall a little bit further. 6'5", 300 pounds out of Indiana, 23 years old. A run stopper, did 36 in the bench press. Talk about what does he look like now that you see his stats?
He's round. He's a big round man. He can't rush the passer.
Really?
No, he's his finesse moves are actually higher than his power moves. 67 versus 63. So he'll
Well, I apologize. I thank you for taking that guy.
welcome.
Sounds like a winner.
He's decent run stopper, but that's seems to be what he'll be limited to for the time being. There's not a whole lot else to talk about for him, unfortunately. You're welcome
Luther
again.
Agnew, defensive tackle from Florida State, goes over to the Chicago Bears. Go ahead, Smash. Let's hear about Mr. Luther. 66 overall. Doesn't seem like all that much to get excited about.
Oh no, he's just a guy I just picked. I mean, I have no needs except for quarterback, but 78 finesse moves, 77 speed, 78 strength. I knew he wasn't gonna be strong, so basically he's just like a guy drafted last year that didn't see any time. So it is what it is, but still got that defense.
Again, a ton of offensive linemen still in this draft that can make a whole load of difference for teams. So, strong safety, Isaiah Divins out of Miami, 209, 5'10", 23 years old. A thumper. I mean, he only did 15 in the bench press, but he is known for his powerful hits. Bloop, let's hear about Mr. Isaiah Divins.
Yeah, this is a good athlete. He can, like, relatively speaking, he's a pretty good man coverage guy, good at pursuit. Like you say, he's a thumper. He doesn't have to start for me, so, my team sucked against the run, so if things are going bad, I might start him strong safety and bring him to the box a little bit or whatever. But, I knew this wasn't going to be a special pick, but I was actually pretty happy with how he turned out.
You know what I just realized, and I think it's a typo as we were entering in numbers from my spreadsheet here, I typed in the number for a left guard who ran a 4.0740. So that is definitely, that's going to be a typo. That's not going to be right. That would be hilarious, though, to have a 95 speed left guard. Not a lot of really good players that have a lot of speed here. I mean, I still like Ronald Barnes, out of Florida A&M, 22 years old. He's probably the best overall player with speed, but everybody else is going to be a little bit of a crapshoot. So if you're needing speed, this isn't really going to be the draft to make that happen.
A little subtle shot at D. Wayne bringing it up as he's on the clock. Even though he didn't go speed this time. But
yeah, I was about to say, is D. Wayne known for his speed? I've never picked up on that.
Oh, absolutely. He's the guy who'll pick he's going to pick like the 5th round grade wide receiver who ran like a 4.29 in the first round.
All right, do you guys think, I'm going to let you talk about this, and I'm going to be quiet for just a second. Do you guys think this will be a deep draft, or are we going to kind of see nothing but bench players here soon?
Definitely
I think it's
bench.
not. Yeah, I think there could be bench guys, but I think when you compare it to the last draft and the last 2 drafts, probably, I think this draft is better. Because at this point, last couple of years, we've been pretty much toast. So, yeah, I don't think there's anyone special left, but it's better than it's been for a little while, at least.
Yeah, I'd agree, and that's partially because people aren't drafting as well, because I think they care less by now. But
yeah, that's probably true.
More guys are getting through than had previously.
People realize the truth about the draft this year.
It's terrible.
Yep. If you're not picking in the first round, it's over.
If you're not picking early in the first round.
I was trying to be nice.
Yeah. Which is kind of like, I'll get criticized for that trade earlier, but again, I'm not relying on a cornerback from the draft to be a guy that's going to help me, right?
Yeah. No, it's... unfortunately, you can't even hardly rely on like the first overall pick to be a real difference maker. So,
Nope.
I mean,
it sucks. It is what it is. Like, these guys develop well, but you got to get the right guy to even dream about developing them.
Yeah, And a lot of that is just up to chance.
Yep.
And there's only a few guys in this league that consistently draft well throughout the entire draft. I've only seen a couple guys this year do it.
And a lot of it's just luck. It's just.
Mm-hmm.
We need
Yeah,
to get
there's
some of those guys
a ton
in
of
here
luck
and ask
into
them.
This draft does seem to be, if you don't need offensive linemen, it's pretty pick clean. Now, if you need offensive linemen, there's a ton to get there, but I think you're going to see some late guys here go that are. I had a few of them last draft where it was like 4th, 5th, 6th round. I got a couple like hidden Devo guys. Now they're not great, but still hidden Devo guys.
Wow. Pepper got a hidden dev, and the punter that the Rams took was a hidden dev.
Who cares? He'll probably be like 80, 88 kick power or something like that.
He's 91.
Whatever.
Which one was he?
Jeffrey Fox, the punter, had hidden dev.
Yeah, I was just about to take a kicker or a punter just now, but I ended up going position because still the 3rd round, so I can grab one in the 4th round. Niles Kroom, right tackle out of Arkansas, so it looks like Clyde is trying to get some backup players there. This is the interesting thing, the balance of being in the OMFL, and I think the really good teams who always have a lot of cap and some really good players figure it out, and that's like, where do you not pay players and either trade them away or let them walk? Which it's not even a hidden agenda. Like, the good guys know what they do, and yet people like Bloop still let them do it to them. Like, it's not hard to make the good teams stop winning and stop having really great players. Just stop giving them things that they need or want, because you can see that what they'll do, especially the Falcons have done the last couple of drafts. I've even seen him do it with offensive linemen, as he drafts not great offensive linemen high in the 1st round. He builds them up a little bit, and then he trades them all for future 1st rounders. And then, like last year, the guy had traded away his cornerback. He drafted like a not good offensive lineman. And then the following draft, he gets his draft pick back, and freaking Broncos or somebody gave him like a stud cornerback. So it's like, those are the types of things that the really good players have figured out, and the rest of us just have to continue to work on to be able to hang with them. Look at this guy's name. Rashawn
Nope.
Pemberton.
Pemberton. Ooh,
Yeah, believe you hear that?
Charleston Southern.
Yeah, I'm listening.
Look, I get it, and people have to do what they got to do for their team. I just wish that we would not do it with the Falcons out of all the teams. I am hoping that he takes a slight step back without no Julio Jones this year, because that team and Julio he seemed pretty unstoppable.
Yeah, that will be a big benefit. Is he didn't get Hopkins to replace him.
Hopkins,
I don't think he. Just take a look at his roster. I'm pretty sure he didn't sign anyone special.
These freaking picks are flying.
So, yeah.
Has anybody? Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I think you're gonna see his offense not struggle, but not be quite as dominant. I think his defense will still be really good. He picked up Bryce Love, halfback, so that's not good for you. But
That was
I don't
actually
think he's getting better.
He got pissed at me because he said, since it was him and I that were bidding for Love, he said that it was my fault that he didn't get the 96 speed halfback that ultimately went to the Cowboys. So
So good job.
You're welcome.
You're another team that we can talk about here in just a little bit, but definitely went all in on last season, didn't quite work out, and it looked like you tried to have a little bit of a fire sale. How'd that work out?
Me? Or
Penguins.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. Which part? The fire sale or the poor performance?
The fire sale.
Well, I was going to fire sale, and I still might. Maybe with the Falcons. But I wanted the fire sale, but I really thought they were going to regress and all fall off, and it was going to be, time to go a different direction and just pack it in, but they didn't fall off as bad as I thought. So another season, give it another run. But,
How about Cam Jordan? Did he fall off for you?
in some areas, but he's still good. Not too bad. Not as bad as I thought. But
There also was 2 other guys doing the rushing for him at the part of the time.
what do you mean?
Well, you have Cam Jordan, but you also had T.J. Watt, Khalil Mack,
Yeah.
Cameron Hayward.
It's the best
Khalil
front
Mack
seven
only had
I've
like
ever
15
seen.
sacks because
Yeah, it was only 15.
only
Yeah.
15.
Well, I guess so,
Only
because he
15. What a
had
disappointment.
35 to T.J. Watt.
It is
Yeah,
a
he-
disappointment just
It
because,
is
I
a
mean,
disappointment when he's playing next to a guy that gets 50.
Well,
you're not wrong.
yeah, but he couldn't get there before TJ. So, like, what do you expect him to do?
Run faster.
They're both shedding the blocks. TJ's just quicker.
Run faster.
Any players come off the board here? Of course, I'm not in chat, so I don't get to see them. But has any players come off the board here that have been pretty good players or shocking guys that you didn't think was still here?
There was a 71 overall offensive lineman.
Yeah.
I've never seen who that was, but he hasn't been posted or anything yet. But he looked pretty good.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
went to
The Niners.
Eagles.
Oh, no, the Eagles. I was gonna say the
But
Niners.
the Niners had a good O-line. I think his was 70.
Yeah, and his was hidden dove too.
Yeah, good for him. no, I'm
Marvin-
seriously. Like, I would welcome anyone in my division winning that isn't named Mo.
What's wrong with
Marvin
that?
Fulton goes over to the Seattle
Fuck no.
Seahawks. Lynn Robinson out of Penn State, right tackle. This chat has gotten non-PG pretty quickly. Lynn Robinson, right tackle, goes over to the Eagles. I like this guy, a blue temper potential type guy, a power blocker that is really about the run and the power in his game. And so the Eagles, you can see here, have been investing in their offensive line, it seems like almost this entire draft.
Yep.
The last pick here in round number 3, and we're going to be off into round number 4. So these picks are flying through, and we're getting through this draft pretty quickly, which is not something I expected to have, but I guess nobody actually can be out doing anything else. So there's that.
I think we can go to like 24-hour advances.
No, that won't be a thing.
No, I'm still
Thanks.
working.
Well, I am
Me too.
just from home.
I'm working from a shack.
You're really trying to be Amish, aren't you?
Growing out my beard, man. Growing out the beard. Gotta get rid of that
Of course
stash.
you are. You're gonna be the first Canadian Amish person I've ever met.
The only one that would exist, yeah. They're not up here.
Really?
Yep.
All right. We're going to offend all my Amish friends. I don't have any Amish friends. But Vernon Banks left in out of Washington State. He goes over to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. What do you think about Crazy being over there with Tampa Bay? 6'4", 296 for this guy, a power rusher. He's 296, so he could play in a 3-4. I like that he did a 36 in the bench press. 67 overall, not terrible for this late in the draft. But Crazy didn't have a terrible first season in Tampa Bay.
I think he's crazy. Because, I think Crazy is like a guy that if he can just focus himself a little bit better, he'd be a contender in the
I agree.
NFC North. But in the NFC South, I mean, you're just asking for trouble. Because, like, not just D-Money, but you're really good yourself, and so is Big Hurt. He just upgraded divisions to a team that's not bad, but I don't think was any better than his Vikings squad. So I was surprised he made that move.
Tampa Bay left a pretty good, group of players there, but I agree. He invested a lot into that team, and it sucked to see him leave the Minnesota Vikings. But that opened up a door for Ross to get a pretty good team there, and that division has dramatically changed now. With 0-0 going to the 49ers, Crazy leaving. The Vikings to take the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now you got Ross over there. You got Cooley over there. Smash is picking receivers when he needs a quarterback, and just all kinds of like craziness taking place in that division. But it definitely has a different look now.
Pretty much.
Yeah, and
Riveting commentary from our buddy.
I was gonna say you got to watch out for both Ross and Cooley in that division.
Yeah.
I think, Cooley, we know, he's contended in the NFC South before. I think he made the playoffs last season before he left in the NFC. Then I also think Ross, everywhere he goes, he just runs the ball. He's gonna run it down your throat, and he's gonna put up
A little too much, but I think he's learned that lesson.
Yeah. He definitely runs a lot. I think
one game he got in trouble for doing like 42 and 6 or something like that. Like 42 rushes and 6 passes.
Yeah, I know in TFL.
It's always one of those conversations where it's like, what?
Because I can.
That if we allowed that, D. Wayne would do that every game. He would throw the ball like 3 times a game.
Hines might have like 3,700 yards.
Yeah. He'd have like 600 carries.
Yeah, but I think it's going to be good. I think, Smash, even without a quarterback, is always tough. Like he says, even last year, his defense is number 2 in the league. So with a receiver, maybe he'll get some more explosive plays out of that. It's going to be tough. We'll see how that rookie goes for him. And then, like we were saying earlier, the Packers are a team that is just waiting for, Priest to stop turning the ball over. And then as soon as that happens, they're a contender. So it's definitely different than years past, I think.
Well, we have to have these every now and then, some uncomfortable conversations with some of our buddies here, and definitely one was had with our buddy Priest, but I'm hoping that we are all on the same page now because there was almost some new ownership there that was taking place, and that would have changed things. I missed the Stevens pick. Did somebody catch that? It was pretty fast. I think it was a computer pick.
Yeah,
Appreciate that. Kadeem Dyson. Who was it though?
Gregory Stevens, a guard.
Gregory Stevens. There we go. Left guard, 307 out of Clemson. The Raiders are another super interesting team. Look, we've seen him win in this league before, but we've seen him struggle for several years now. And, that's a team that just I didn't get to see what he did with my pick that he got for Carr, but definitely a team that has some potential. At least it seems like he has some potential, but can't seem to get over the hump.
I think he's just missing a few things here and there. I know he's talked trades with me a little bit, and I think he's going the right direction. I've played him once or twice this season. He gave me a good game, and I think he gives most people good games. I think he's just missing a few things.
Yeah, he was about one play away from beating me last year, so...
he stays in every game. I give him credit. Like, he doesn't give up, and he's tough.
It's just his defense has a tendency to play like Swiss cheese, so...
Yeah.
Cedric Conrad out of Pittsburgh, right outside linebacker. Looks like a guy with some speed. What does he look like?
Yeah, he's fast. He can cover.
Is that where it ends?
No, actually, this is one of my more impressive picks. I think he's fast. Doesn't have good acceleration, so that kind of sucks. But he can cover fairly well compared to my other linebackers. Has good strength, decent tackling. Hit power pursuit is not bad. So I don't know. This guy's not going to start, but he's going to be a guy that I rotate linebackers like crazy. So he's going to get chances on the field for sure.
You sold that like a used car.
This is way better than the last pick I had. Way better than the safety.
Nick Reyes, Middle Tennessee State, free safety, 6'1", 209. Ran a 4.5 240, did 12 in the bench press, so not a bad player there going to San Francisco's. That's something that 00 does pretty well. Is he builds defenses pretty good. Just got to get that offense, figured out.
Oh, there goes the quarterback.
I don't think you're missing out on much.
I didn't want him. I'm stuck paying mine $30 million a year.
It's like they're grouchy old men chatting here right now. There's a bunch of angry old guys like smoking their cigars, playing poker. I didn't want to win that hand anyway. Yeah, there's not a lot of good quarterbacks left. If you look at the draft just overall, where do you think its strong points still lay, or are we done and these are just going to be backup practice squad fillers?
I resisted the urge there too.
I think we're done. I think we're gonna get like maybe a couple more guys that are hidden dev, but I don't think there's gonna be anything special at this point.
Yeah, there's going to be nobody that starts all season.
I think we were talking about that when you made your pick, Nate. Are we?
Yeah.
Luke?
Yep.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about.
Yeah, we were saying at best you're going to find like maybe a low end starting.
Yeah.
And that was like a round and a half ago. So at this point, you're finding practice squad guys.
Some special team guys, of course.
Yeah, special teams. And also, I think you, like, kind of like the linebacker I just had, you got a guy that can maybe play, 5 snaps a game or something in certain situations. What?
What's so
No,
funny?
I think it's funny, like, just how much our perception of things has changed since Madden 20, because, like, I couldn't imagine us saying this in Madden 19.
No, that's true.
But
That's true.
here we are.
Hey, my only season on Madden 19 in OMFL, I drafted like 6 guys that started, so it's a lot different.
Yeah, I hope you should not be able to draft 6 people that are starting in this, or you have serious problems.
No. Or you got really lucky. Ellis Mayo and I just missed the other one, Josh Walker, 2 safeties going here to back-to-back plays. But I think safety is one of the few areas where you might be able to pick up a guy that has some potential for you.
Yeah, I think the safeties are actually pretty deep this year. I was drafting one for myself, and when I was looking through them, it was actually pretty deep. There were some decent guys in there. Some guys you might actually even be able to move to corner, maybe create a little bit of a hybrid or something, but probably deeper than some of the other areas.
Not a great draft for receiver and cornerback just overall, which is always a little disappointing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it kind of blows the window of the sails when you don't get skill position guys.
No.
How did
we all
Kansas
want
City get all
corners.
these picks?
Uh,
A lot of picks here he's had. It seems like he's way over the 12 number, which you're allowed to have. Usually Bill's on top of that for me.
Ban him.
I didn't know there was a dude last name Pendleton. I would have taken him.
what a name.
Oh, is there any background to that?
Last name.
It's his last name.
Come on, keep up.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, Gabe Pendleton. The corner.
I don't know why. I thought you said Gabe Pendleton. I was like, oh,
thought
there's a
that's what
shot
you said
across the
too.
bow.
Corner with bionic hips.
Yeah. Well, his rating is pretty close to what you'd be, Cooley. So.
It's way higher than mine. It's way higher than mine would be.
Everybody's so grumpy tonight.
Oh, wow.
Not Nate. Nate is not grumpy.
I tried being chip when you guys are like, oh, well, you sold out like a used car salesman.
You did sell
somebody
that
get
like
the-
a used car salesman. You're over there selling 4th round picks like they're used cars.
Somebody grab that Barksdale pick for me.
Well, actually, I do got something to tell you.
I missed the Barksdale pick. If somebody can grab that for me.
Yeah, I'll get it for you. Which one? Corner.
I just caught it.
Barksdale.
Is that who it was? What's his first
Yeah.
name?
Teron.
T.
Terron.
Ah, there he is.
And then do you need the Bears pick too, or did you get it?
Nope, I got that one. I got a couple of these are my top. What is this? A 10. So William Rice, right tackle. Peyton Hicks, kicker. Tim Salter, punter. Xavier Bell, right tackle. Addison Alford, kicker. Ronald Barnes, receiver. Cornell Bell, cornerback. Deshaun Melton, center. And then kicker Jacoby Lennon. Those are kind of my top picks there. And my picks coming up here after some back-to-back Chiefs picks, then Giants, my pick, and then Cowboys, Ravens, and Jets.
And you can sim the Jets picks. He's done for the night.
Screw Jason. He'll be done when I tell him he's done.
Now who's grumpy?
Sorry. That's what I get for hanging out with y'all.
It's
Here's
infectious.
Here's a first round rated guy that falls all the way to late here or middle of the 4th round. Clayton Bradshaw, 6'6", 255 out of Stanford, a vertical threat, but he ran a 4.74 40 and 17 in the bench press. Really good hands, pretty decent catching in traffic, but he falls all the way here to the 4th round, which is shocking with all the tight ends that players seem to need.
Yeah, this tight end class just wasn't very good, especially when the comments came out.
It hasn't been good in a while, though.
No, that's
It
true.
hasn't been good since Madden 18.
I
Yeah.
can't remember the last time we've seen like a really good tight end class, actually.
It's funny in TFL we have like tight end classes like crazy, and I can't get a single one in OMFL. It's weird how the draft classes are so different league to league.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to let you guys take over, and I'm going to figure out my next pick here.
Well, it won't be Rico Henley who goes to the Giants.
Wow.
Dad jokes.
Well, I had to say something there.
You're on a roll tonight.
Yep.
What's happening tonight, fellas?
How's it going?
No, I just needed a backup. I wasn't able to get my target. Yeah. No. Yeah, I tried to get a quarterback in the free agency, and that didn't work out. So I had to get a what I felt would be an okay backup for the moment. Yeah, because last season was not the year for my boy Watson. I threw way too many interceptions last year. So, but then again, I was like severely disconnected from the game. Didn't really match up with the rest of the South like I really wanted to. So,
Yeah.
with the coronavirus, who knows, man? I might be able to
Back.
get my swag back. We'll see.
This is why I love Brady. He just logs in out of the blue. No one knew he was here, and just interviews himself. He's just like, it's time to talk about my Jaguars. How you doing, Brady?
With the coronavirus.
Joke of the night.
Yes.
How you been, Brady?
Man, pretty good. I mean, besides the fact that AAU season more than likely will not happen, and I'll get somewhat of a break from basketball for a while, but not that I really want one. But I mean, what can you do? Now that everything is like severely locked down, except for if you need to go to the grocery store. So, yeah, it's gonna be it's gonna be pretty interesting. But I mean, for the most part, man, family's doing good. And here I am.
What were some of your needs going into this off season? You've kind of your team has totally changed over the last couple of seasons.
Man, dude, it's losing Linder this season.
Norwell too, right?
Yeah, lost 2 of my mainstay offensive linemen, and tried to fill the best I could in the free agency. Really didn't go as planned. I think I was able to get a tackle out of it, but or a guard out of it, but yeah, I wasn't able to get anything else. So now I'm just gonna go with the flow and just hopefully I can hang on, because I mean, now you got D Wayne is still in the house running the show in the South, and then you got Titans decided they wanted to wake up and kind of show out. So it's like sweet. Now I could be a punching bag for 4 games in the South. So and then my schedule, I was just peeping that thing out. Yeah, so much for that hey, your team sucks. Here's a lighter schedule. My ass.
No, I don't think those work at all in
Yeah,
Madden.
they don't work.
Those don't work.
Yeah, they don't work at all. So yeah, it looks like you guys were talking about the Bengals. Yeah, I get in week 9. Yeah, it's just gonna be a hot mess. You know, chaotic always has a pretty decent team and a well built team. And then let me circle the date for an ass whooping right now. Week 6, I played a Vikings in Atlanta.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Big yikes.
Oh boy.
Yeah. That's gonna be just a yeah. This schedule
Man,
is trash.
I had a stretch this season. It went Mo, D-Money, Mo. I literally if I have to do that again, I'm not coming back.
Well, I tell you what, that was almost the equivalent. I want to say not this. I want to say the season before last. I finished the season. D-Wayne, D-Money, D-Wayne, and then it was like, oh yeah, by the way, playoffs. You're out anyway. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I think we've all had those tough stretches, man.
And then after the bye week, it looks like I got Nate, then D-Wayne, then I got the Ravens, then I got Mo, D-Wayne again, and then I get crazy. Like, come on.
Oh man.
Come on.
Bill, I want to hear about Jacoby Lennon, so type in some stats of him in the chat because I almost went with Jacoby Lennon.
Or you can just hop in here too.
Did you see that stretch of games you have this season?
Bill
Rob?
keeps talking about hopping in here, and he hasn't done it.
No.
You have Steelers, Seahawks, Redskins, Seahawks.
What the fuck did I do this game?
Look, there are no easy games if we're totally honest about it. Like
I just don't want to play Mo twice in 3 weeks.
Yeah, you get Denver in there.
That much to ask?
Why?
Yeah.
He's a nice guy.
Might as well get him over with. Mo is the one guy that I actually have good games with, and for whatever reason, I tend to have his numbers sometimes. I don't know why. Well, you come play D-Money twice, and I'll go play Mo twice. How about that?
That's what.
Why don't we just go play 2K?
It got quiet like a library in here.
I don't know so bad about playing Mo.
Look, Mo's tough. Mo is tough, but
Mo's tough, but Mo's a fun
No
game.
offense, but you got that was a fluke.
he hasn't had a running game in a couple.
He doesn't need a running game. He has DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett, and he has a cornerback that decides when he wants to jump half a mile.
No, you're right. But so do you. It's hard to feel
watch him
bad for
play
you
me,
because you
let
have
me
the
see.
same type of cornerback on your team that completely shuts people down. And I play the Falcons, who have 3 of them, thanks to people like freaking Bloop.
I never gave him. I took a quarterback away,
He's helping the cause.
and then I strategically put both my first-round picks right ahead of him, so I took the cornerback before he could have. So,
Well, thank you for that.
Strategically, huh?
oh yeah. Hey, I had to move the other one. It was a strategy. I got both those guys.
Right.
Another tight end there going to the Cincinnati Bengals, 6'3", 257. I'm trying to keep us on track here.
Well,
He ran a
that's
4.5, 940 and did 20 in the bench press. So those of us that are crying about all the great weapons that the Bengals are gathering, he seems to be adding to that and finding him a sleeper there.
Oh dear.
I always question the guys that take quarterbacks this late. Like, why take a quarterback? I don't know. I just
It's a
grab
cheap
one in
backup.
free agency.
Need a backup.
I guess. Sure,
Cheap backup
maybe.
is probably cheaper in free agency.
I mean, no one at this point is going to make your roster anyways.
Look at this dude's neck. How can you be a quarterback with a neck like that? Jesus.
He's thick.
He real
He's
tick.
really thick.
So
Boy, that dude got out of here like we all had the Rona.
And then we go to this.
No,
Yeah.
we hit our 10 person capacity. Can't gather anymore.
Yeah, you're
so
100%
bad.
right. No, that's my cousin who wanted to play some shooters, I'm sure. So it's only 9:25 and we are quickly getting to round number 5. I actually don't have a pick in round number 5. So it looks like we're going to watch some things go off the board here. I've got kind of a scattering of what I think of the top players, but I think you're going to start seeing some of the middle linebackers come off the board here. I think there's some good middle linebackers. We're going to start seeing receivers. And this is always the type of like time of the draft where 40 times seems to be either 40 times or strength. Like those are the 2 key stats that people are starting to work off of now.
Yeah, you get your Combine Warriors coming off the board now.
Yep.
It's tough at this point in the draft to like be like, oh yeah, I can't wait to pick this guy.
This is true. Really, your highest rated players are going to be your kickers and punters. That's where you're going to get most of your starters from. Not a whole lot else that's out there.
Yeah.
Nope.
Tim Barber, quarterback out of Louisville, 6'5", 221, so the prototypical strong arm guy. Throwing power of A, but here rated for a 5th round talent, which is about where he went. I don't think that he's going to be that great of a player. I'd probably expect 87 throwing power if I know Madden at all.
Yeah, I was considering him for a backup, but I already got a backup, so whatever.
Actually don't have this guy up here on my draft board. I didn't get to get everybody like I normally do, but Deion Wiggins, middle linebacker out of Illinois State, goes over to the Seattle Seahawks. This is a team that does have a really great defense. He's got those shutdown cornerbacks. There's an argument that could be had that he maybe has the top-rated cornerback, even though Pyre would probably have an argument, and as well as a couple other guys. But he really makes most of his noise with those middle linebackers. I mean, he's got some players that if you try to throw over the middle, he's going to make a play and pick the ball off, or he's going to hit stick you and fumble, and he can be a tough defense to try to face up against.
Yep.
Yeah, I was going to say, I was looking at him, like looking at his stats all season, and if there was a Pro Football Focus, Cooley just said you can skip him.
There's everybody's favorite owner.
But I was gonna say, like, if we had a Pro Football Focus for OMFL, his two linebackers would probably be the top 2 in the league. Maybe 2 of the top 4 or something like that. So
what?
It's crazy how good Ben Curvin plays. To me.
Devontae Galloway, wide receiver out of Louisville, going over to the Atlanta Falcons, 65 overall, which is fairly impressive for late in the 4th round as we move into pick number 1 of the 5th round.
Yeah, he has X Factor probably.
This whole draft has been so negative. Oh my god.
It's uplifting.
You say this now, Nate, but whenever he's making like spec catches over 3 people.
Oh no. Look, I have to play this guy twice this season. There's only a handful of us that have to do that, so the rest of you can just shut your pie holes. A lot of quarterbacks that have big arms, but I think that as we've learned in the past here, that Madden is not going to be kind to a lot of these guys. I got a lot of halfbacks that are pretty high in like that first dev trait that I've got scouted, and of course I think there's still some really good offensive linemen that are out there now. Everything's going to be a bit of a crapshoot about what you're going to get this late, and then if you need kicker or punters, there's plenty of those still out there.
Yeah, I actually just went through my scouting list of it again, and it's not too bad. As like I say, the last 2 drafts at this point, I think we're picking like 62 overall guys, and we're still seeing a couple 68s. So
yeah,
it's better.
I just need to sit down and take whatever strategy some of these guys have, because it just isn't.
I wish I could learn their strategy, but I think there's also some of this where we didn't want you here anyway, Cooley. I think some of this is also. I actually want to interview him next, but I guess he's going to play shooter or something.
Nope.
I actually wanted. Oh my god, you guys are so mean. I've already lost my complete train of thought. I don't even know what the heck we were talking about just now. The hatefulness is overwhelming me.
The guys that just are ridiculous when it comes to drafting.
There are none.
There's a couple. I could make a list of 5 to 7 guys that every time we draft, I can pretty much bank on them having a good draft.
Priest.
Kelvin Beasley, free safety out of UTSA. Where the heck is UTSA? University of.
It's because they lose.
Golly. 65 overall free safety going over to the Buffalo Bills. We can skip the Raiders? Is he one that we can skip?
Yeah,
no.
we can skip him.
Okay. You guys are so helpful tonight.
I don't know if Outlaw got up safety in free agency, but that guy might wind up getting some play time for his team because he said he really had a bad free agency. So I know he needed safety.
I don't know if I'd say that it's because they lose, Rob.
Blake Schilling.
Okay, how many
6'4", 319.
Me?
Yes.
God.
I suck at drafting. That's why I trade my picks.
Someone shoot me in the face, please.
Where are we at now with your team?
Why are y'all so angry tonight?
You've won the North how many seasons in a row? You don't. The draft sucks.
Hey, let this be a PSA to you
if you're not
angry
winning
guys
the Super
right
Bowl,
now.
you're just, you know.
We got 4 to 8 more weeks of this, like, in the house stuff. We're gonna have to figure this stuff out. Y'all gonna be some angry dudes over the next couple of weeks.
I'm not angry.
I already broke quarantine. I'm not quarantining myself, so.
Well, I live in Louisiana. Everybody is told to stay in their house. So.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah, it's
Dallas
fine.
just got put under
run around the neighborhood.
lockdown.
Yeah, I think we all are going to be here soon.
Yeah, I'm surprised we haven't yet, but we got like a quarter of the cases in Canada. In town.
Kamani Hood out of Buffalo, 313, going over to the Denver Broncos, an agile offensive lineman, a right tackle. I personally don't like to draft those agile offensive linemen as somebody eats a candy wrapper in our face. Golly, who is the noisemaker? Jesus. We're not trying to run a show here, people.
He was agile, but he still had 33 bench reps.
He did have 33 bench rep, which this late in the draft means he's probably got 72, 73 strength, something like that.
Yeah, and like 50 impact block.
That's the one thing about this Madden that does drive me insane is like 33 should mean 33, period, no matter where you get it at. And it doesn't, unfortunately.
Yeah, I think it was Massimo that said this earlier, but it pretty much sums up picking O lineman at this point. You can like have great first 3 stats, be like B+, 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 and then everything else is a D.
Yeah.
Like this guy I signed in free agency at left guard. He's like 76 overall, looks really good, really athletic, 89 strength. And then just randomly like 69 run block finesse, 69 pass block finesse. Like what? Everything else is good. Why does he have 69s? Like,
you just gotta get those first 3 stats, man.
Yeah, I guess.
I have a star tight end or something that's got like all these great stats and then like 72 speed. It's like, this doesn't even make sense.
Yeah. I had a tight end like that too, and he had 71 acceleration but 79 speed. So it was like he was good, but he can't get off the line.
Sheldon Richardson going over to the Green Bay Packers, halfback out of TCU, 230. He loves drafting his halfbacks, and this is a 4.48 40 guy, so definitely a guy full of speed. I don't know who interrupted him. I apologize. I'm trying to run a draft show while you guys piss on each other, so I will step back out of the way. Who did?
Dubnell.
Dubnell? I'm gonna take call him that from now on.
Are you talking about Double Null? Is that who
Yeah.
Dubnell.
Yeah.
It's all one syllable.
He said Dubno.
I don't know.
Dubno.
He drafted
Dubno.
Jerry Rice's son,
Dubno.
and he's hidden deaf.
Good job,
That's
Dubno.
amazing.
Is
Great
Dubno
job,
coming on the
Dubno.
show?
Dubno barely met me in person. I don't think he's going to be on the show anytime soon. That was amazing. Thank you for that. I don't even know who said that, but thank you for calling him Dubno.
Those penguins.
Yeah, you get.
Sometimes you have to sound it out, all right?
Yeah, hey, I'm with you, brother. I mess up names all the time. So I'm not making fun of you. I'm just laughing with you.
Oh, we're all gonna get mossed by Jerry Rice's son that he just drafted.
Speaking of which, I need you to tell me what to do after this draft. Like, are we going to be able to have this thing ready to go, or do I need to pause and wait? Like, what's the deal here?
Well,
How much am I paying y'all for this? Come on.
Oh boy. Well, from what you and I have done, we should be good. From what Rob's done, if he's good to go, then you should be able to move forward, and then we can just process the rest out from what he has, and then we'll be done. We just have to change things within the game. So.
All right. Well, if y'all
really
don't
more of
mind,
a question for
as we get towards the end here, y'all make sure that I'm good to go before I just do it.
Okay, are we punting like any in-season bumps last year?
Yeah, because I know that was something that got brought up because we kind of got.
So in-season bumps, if they were earned, if they earned the in-season bump and they weren't a rookie, then they can keep it. If they didn't earn it or they weren't claimed, then they have to go back.
Yeah, and that's what I had told them, because that's where we all got mixed up in the chat the other week. Was
well, that's because Donol or whatever you called him asked too many stupid Dubno asked too many stupid questions around it.
For clarity, earning an in-season bump, you mean earning it via the program, right?
Through us, yes.
Yeah,
not
okay.
in game.
Oh.
So, okay, that's
nothing
Yeah.
in game. Because if you didn't earn it in game, I can't take it away. Like that. Like if we think about it, I can't take something away that you didn't earn in the game. So the only way to say earned it means like if you earned it in our program, you get to keep it. But if you didn't earn it in the game, then I can't take something away.
That's where we all got confused, because when you said earned it in game, I thought you meant
there were
if
different
people.
Interpretations.
Yeah, there was the different interpretations. I thought you meant because if I claimed so and so and I got the in-game mission and I got it, I'm good to go, and we all confused in that turn.
Okay, so let's say Marshawn Lattimore is a superstar and he gets an in-game Devo bump to X Factor, and I earn it and I get it, but I didn't claim him. Let's say I did claim him, but I didn't earn it in our program. I just earned it in the game. Then I have to give it back up. The league's going to take it back.
Okay.
You have to earn it in our program to keep it.
Okay.
Oh my God, we're just blowing through picks now.
That's where we all got confused, and that's I think something we'll have to clarify going forward, just so everybody's on the right page. But now we're all.
Well, Nate is clarifying it right now for all the 14 of you on here.
We've turned the draft show into the Devo preview show for this season.
The Devo.
I am going to enjoy bumping Ben Burke.
Oh, Kevin!
Superstar from X Factor.
Kevin, I wanted him really bad, Kevin.
Oh, I bet you're just waiting.
Kevin, let me know in the chat.
You're cracking most players, huh?
Oh, I'm doing it right now.
Poor guy.
Let me know. Let me know in chat.
He'll have it back by week 5. Shut up.
Guys, brutal.
Yeah, because he doesn't have to play you till week 6 or something like that.
It doesn't even matter who he plays. I'm sure he's got it against me. But...
Kevin, let me know. Let me know how that fullback looks. We've had like 7 picks go in the last 45 seconds. It's impossible to keep up with.
Nah, he's a good blocker. 83.
Is this Kevin? I think this might be the first time I heard Kevin's voice. Oh, so he's just mad?
He was giving you picks earlier?
Oh man, I can't see the chat. I don't know who's talking to me. I just hear voices saying Donol or whatever we called him a second. Dubnol.
Kevin was giving you picks when you first got started.
My bad, Kev.
You guys all sound the same on your mics, so.
Yeah, I mean everybody
I
except
can
for
tell who
Blue
Nate is.
freaking
Yeah.
Hey, I'm a Canadian.
I'm
eh?
starting yelling, so you know who I am.
Yeah, Amish man over there.
The Amish man over here. Ah, man, this thing has gotten way off the wheels here, guys. This has been
We've
a
been quarantined way
weird
too long.
draft. Way too long.
A little bit of
Everyone's-
madness ensuing here.
Everyone's in the
Shaquille
party. It's like,
O'Neal's
this is the first
son-
time I've talked to anyone in weeks.
Shaquille O'Neal's son, Shaq Ward, was drafted by the Rams.
If he got another hidden dev with that name, we're just gonna call it a draft at this point.
All right, so as we get deep here, I'm going to need you and Rob and Penguins to go get this Devo figured out to make sure we're in a good place. But
Yep.
O-line should be in a good place. And the only other thing we got to make sure is that if they were trying to bump the Devo and they didn't hit the bump, but they did hit the bump to keep what they currently have, then they can keep it. So that just needs to be double checked. And then owners can
Yeah.
double check, right? Like
So
owners will go
basically,
through.
they still end up in the same place that they would have.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
they either move up, stay, or drop, and that's the mistake.
And I
we
don't
had
know-
earlier that Rob saw me rage out over.
I also don't know how, unless we just go roster by roster, like the Giants, right? During the advance to the offseason, his rookie linebacker got a bump in Devo. Like I don't know how to check those things and put him back.
The oh yeah, there's too many to
Yeah, there's a
track
lot.
on. But at least I think what we're gonna have to do going forward is create some sort of reference where we can look back if we need to. But at least we'll have with the claim form, we have the information there for at least those 16 guys or whatever.
So
Yeah,
you're saying
like you
that
said.
unless somebody spills the beans like Pepper did, then they're just going to get a free upgrade?
I mean, if they claimed it and they put it on their form and we record it and we go and process everybody.
No, I'm
out
talking
the end
about
of the
rookies.
season- Oh, the rookies. Yeah, that's yeah. People like Pepper might get away with one or two, but
Well, Pepper already spilled the beans on his, so.
if people spill the beans, then we can fix it. But if they didn't, then
All right, I'm looking
Things
for
are-
all of my
things are gonna get through.
If we have reference of at least like the first rounders, then we can.
I think Ross said my stream froze or something. Something happened. He said I was scratching my head for 10 minutes. I don't know what he's talking about. Anyway, I would say.
His thing keeps
Oh,
freezing.
yeah, I think mine's good. Mine at least shows good on my end. Anyway, what was I saying? I'm looking for all my my inspectors. You know who you are, Denbrew. Who else is out there that does a lot of inspecting? Denbrew does a lot. There's a couple other you guys that'll go and find them. So let us know if you want to help us out. Let us know.
auditors.
Yeah, the auditors. I
We're
love
like
it.
the IRS of the league.
Yes. So I need my team auditors to go find out what rookies got Devo bumps so we can put them back.
You can skip the Jets. I'll have to cut you off.
Tell me what to do.
Alright. Hostility is real tonight.
Here we go.
And now we got the chat all confused from this conversation.
What's the chat saying?
Or the whole in-game boost, claim player.
Oh my god.
We did it again.
This is not confusing. Okay, listen. If in the game, hold on, I gotta keep up with him and all his picks.
I'm gonna pop them off real quick here.
Yep,
In-game boosts are disregarded.
completely, unless you earned it in our system. That's the only way you get to keep it. So if I claimed my player would earn a Devo bump, but I got it in the game and earned it in the game, then I can keep it because I earned it in the program.
And by in the game, it means in the program.
Yeah.
No.
You end up in the same place no matter what.
Yes. So in Madden, in the physical game of Madden, hold on, let me
The
get this
heck did
pick.
he have 90 speed? Sorry.
Nice. Are you
Damn
talking
it.
about Cornell
I
Bell?
wanted him.
Yeah, good pick.
Yeah,
I
you'll
was
see
gonna,
him
I
this
had him on
season.
my list. Okay.
Great.
In Madden. Let me see if I can explain
I
this
hope I get
again.
to see your 67 overall.
Yeah, you're gonna see
In
him
Madden,
use them.
could you two shut up for a second? in Madden, if you get a game bump for Devo, So you get the scenario, you earn it, you get the bump in the game, in Madden. We are always going to take it away. The only way we will not take it away is if you had already claimed that player in our system and then you earn it by the system. Then you keep it because you would have earned it anyway. So all in-game Devo bumps go away. Every single one of them. They all go away. You just happen to re-earn it in our system. So we were going to take it away, take back the bump, but then look at the system and you would have got the bump anyway. So technically you keep it. Air quotes, keep it. Does that make sense? Why is it so easy in my head and not so easy for everybody else?
I think it's because there's a lot of moving parts and we have to take into account that in
it's
total Dubnol.
It's the bull asking all these stupid questions, confusing everybody. I'm going to run him over with one of his own trains.
It's been confusing for us too, if we're being honest, because we took in
there's just a lot of things.
Asked one time and was told how it was, so I'm the stupid one.
There's my guy.
I told him how it was, and I was wrong. Apparently.
Nobody said you're stupid. I don't think those words were ever used.
That was my fault. In all seriousness, I thought it was one thing and we got mixed up.
See, don't trust penguins.
The guy who wrote the program.
Penguins is stupid.
Okay, I didn't. Okay, we're gonna clarify that one. We're gonna clarify that one. I didn't write this part of the program. We started with one player. And we turned it into 16.
Oh my gosh, this is crashing and burning pretty quickly. I need a drink. Is it too late to drink on a Sunday?
Oh, was it 3?
You got 3. They all suck.
They all suck.
I had 2 hiddens last year that sucked.
Good.
Or at least one of them. Pepper said just turn off abilities.
We're getting very close to that, Peppers. Rob is the only reason that it did.
I'm good with that.
Rob is the only reason we have not turned them off. And if something happens after this drive, because you saved our Devo program. If the Devo program works, then we're good.
Okay. If I'd known that, I wouldn't have done it.
The Devo program that you have figured out and helped Penguins and I with is going to work. It's going to limit some of these X factors. It's going to make it nice and even, a good even additions and subtractions. I think we're in a good place. I need you two to finish that up because people are freaking burning my house down ready to find out.
I think we're done, aren't we, Rob? Like you have everything from the defensive side, right?
It's just a matter of getting
it's just parameters, right?
Getting the thresholds in a place where we want them to be because
but you have all the stats and the data.
Yeah, everything's in there. It's just figuring out where we want the cutoffs.
Then we're good because I processed the offense out earlier, so if you have all that, then we can move forward freely and we can decide on that stuff throughout the preseason and all that.
Another stupid question.
Hold on before you jack us all up with your questions.
With my stupid question.
The change. No, I didn't say stupid. I avoided that word. You added that word.
No, you added it.
No, I did not. Those changes that we Dubnell. Yeah, it's freaking great. It's the greatest thing I've ever heard. Anyway, those changes that we talked about with like rushing numbers, passing numbers, like the rushing, like make those changes now and make them like apply right now if we have to make these numbers even. So
yeah, that's what we're trying to do. Just because.
All right.
Yeah, trying to get it in a nice, harmonious spot where there's not too much.
Yeah, no, I love it. And I don't mind it if we're losing X factors and strong or superstars because, that's the point of the system, right? Yeah. All right, Dubnell, what's your question?
Huzzah!
Dubnell sounds like he's talking to us through 2 tin cans and a rope. Like, what do you use? What kind of mic you got over there?
I feel bad for Dubnell. It feels like we're all picking on him.
Dubnell's actually a very tall, big dude. I would not pick on him for real. I've just known him for 20-something years. No, he would, trust me. You're Canadian.
I feel like there's some other names here. I need to make sure I'm not mispronouncing or something.
Don't ask me how to say. I think it's Dritches. I don't.
I was
even know
gonna say, how do you
his
say
number.
D Money then? Because
I
I'm
think
not
it's
gonna
Rich.
try.
I could be
Rich.
wrong on that.
Yeah,
I could be
Rich.
wrong though.
It's Daddy.
I struggle with Mo, so.
Big Daddy, Big Papa.
Dubnell,
Big
where'd you
Daddy
go?
D Money.
Did somebody cut his wire between his cans? Dubnell.
What?
What's your question?
Another wide receiver.
When do we pick who we save?
Before
Week
before week 4.
Okay.
Oh wait, what are you talking about? Oh, pick who you save because of your record.
Yeah.
Oh, you need to do that now. I think that's what.
Didn't have
I think what
anything
he's.
for them.
No, I know, but once it's announced, he needs to get that pick now before week 1
I mean,
because we
they
got to
can
make
pick
these
it
changes
after.
before week 1.
Oh yeah, I mean we could.
You get what I'm saying? Like if he earns
24
like
hours
5
or-
sazes.
I mean, we could go ahead and process it out and then have them put it in, and then we could go
Yeah.
back and fix it.
Yeah, no, we can do
shoot
that.
the proposed ones because.
Yeah.
And if there's a change, we can just iron it out with the individual owners.
I mean, they should also be able to go like do your own stats. Go look, and if you think you lost
Well,
one,
the
claim
stats
it.
are changing.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
the
right.
stats
They're
are-
changing. Okay,
Even if
then
they
you
didn't
two,
change their just.
No, you're right. You two need to. Let's just get that done as soon as.
Yeah.
You guys are busy. Everybody's doing the most they can. So just like as soon as we can get it out, let's get it out, and we'll blast it out. Give everybody 24 hours to respond if they got any saves, and then we'll start making the changes. We may have to go, 48 hours before the start of the season because of this, but we gotta do what we gotta
We
do.
could just
I mean,
slow down preseason progression, and then they could play preseason.
I think what we can do is just assume it's going to be their top-rated guy, or their top-rated guys that they save, and if not, we can just make the change.
Okay.
It's. I think that's going to be the people that most people are going to save. If it's not like obviously a super old person, but I think that between us we can generally figure out with pretty reasonable accuracy who guys are going to save.
Yeah.
Yeah. I will say too that this has been a massive undertaking that none of us thought it would be on paper when we took all this in.
No.
It was. It looked pretty simple.
I mean, offensive line took
It
me
wasn't too bad, but
3
once
hours
you get
to
started,
fix.
500 players is a lot.
Yeah, we
Did
should
something
also
happen
should
to
have
him?
done this like after week 17. Not.
Yeah, I agree. 100%. Now we know that, right? I think year 2 will be easier. Did Penguins catch the Rona? Did something happen to him?
No, he's there. You guys
I
are
don't
just
hear
like
him.
not connected to each other, I think. He can't hear you and you can't hear him.
Oh, no. He probably needs to leave the chat and come back. Because I heard it. I heard it like echoing or something.
I just gotta say, coming from the TFL board, you guys are nuts for doing this stuff. So good on you, but it's not something I would want to do myself.
Yeah, everybody else keeps telling me the same thing, but it's what makes us different, right? It's why we've been here for 20 something years, and
Yep.
it's the nice thing is usually we don't have to do this very long, and usually Madden fixes it themselves, and we don't have to keep things. But I mean, I remember there's like I don't know, 12, 13 seasons there. Maybe not that much. I think we were getting back then 4 seasons in, and it was 2 Maddens where we didn't have a salary cap. So for like 8 seasons, we had a manual salary cap that we were tracking on a spreadsheet and like had to come up with like a point system and numbers. It was craziness.
Yeah,
but,
that sounds terrible. This
you know,
isn't that
it was
bad
not,
because I mean
it was not that fun. But the game literally had no salary cap back in like, I don't even remember what that was, Madden 12, Madden 11, something like that.
Well, the problem is with this is the game doesn't take anything away. It hands them out like candy.
That's the
throughout
problem.
the season at the end.
Yep.
And then it doesn't take into
Doesn't take
account
anything
that
away.
we can have 37-year-olds in free agency with abilities still and crap.
That's what we have. I think we're almost at 200 X Factor players.
It's what happens when people cry about their ability or about their superstars getting taken away. They just don't take any away.
And then I know what people will say, well, I have 10 and other people have a lot. Well, it's not about that, you know.
The game wasn't meant to be played with that many.
No, and the game wasn't meant to be, well, let's be honest, I don't think the game's too enjoyable with that many on the field anyway.
No, it's not.
Oh, it's
like,
when I play your team and you snap the ball and the entire defense lights up like they just had a firecracker underneath their anus. It is
it's
not
like a
fun
Christmas
at
tree
all.
lighting up. Yeah, and it's not realistic and it's garbage and I don't want to play that way, but likewise if you don't and you don't put in the time to go and get these players, you're putting yourself at a disadvantage likewise. So it's like a damned if you do and you're damned if you don't type thing. If you play, you know, simple and you don't go out of your way and you don't acquire these guys, you're going to play at a disadvantage to those that do. And if you do, well, then you're that guy with 50 sacks. So it's just one of those things.
Yeah. No one likes that guy.
No, I don't like it. I know it's not realistic. It's crap. Like that's why I turned off at the beginning of the year because I knew it was going to get out of hand. But I mean, obviously, the new commodity, everybody wants them and likes to use them. It's just the game doesn't manage them.
We can sim raiders.
I think that the concept is there. It's just the fact that they don't take it away that makes the concept go wrong.
You can sim the Browns when they're coming up here. They're done.
Yeah, and when they initially announced it, they did say
that's
they would
that's
go
the
away,
main
but
problem.
they
They
were
don't take it away. They just want to hand them out, and that's fine. But then you have to regulate it a bit, and the game doesn't want to do that.
And when there's so many in the game, and like just one of them can make the game play differently. Like things that work don't work strictly because of this ability. And then you have freaking 9 of them on a team on one unit. It is what it is, and this is what happens.
It just kind of spreads like wildfire. Like it started in a simple place. It started from something that was new and enjoyable, and there wasn't that many, and it was an enjoyable thing. And then we got seasons in, and now it's got to a point where it's just way out of hand. And I know as someone that has a lot of them, I'm gonna sound like, oh, well, you have so many.
No, Tyler's going to be the one that gets the most taken away from.
I was going to take him, Dubnell.
I'm going to lose a crap ton, and I'm not going to be able to save anybody.
Tyler is going to lose the most by multiple people.
And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. That's fine with me. We could turn them off.
Y'all so angry.
Because I know.
Why is everybody so mad? I'll let them say it. Let them say it. They say stuff all the time.
How the heck did you get a hidden dev kicker too?
I was gonna take that guy.
Frickin'. Maybe it's a name.
Only
it's a kicker though.
66 accuracy.
Is that what he is? 88 kick power?
Yeah.
I feel like all of them have been that way. This Madden. If they have dev, they're still terrible. They just have dev.
I've seen one good one.
It is what it is, but. Our intentions are in the right place, and we all want the same thing. All three of us.
No, 100%. Look, and ultimately, this is my call, and I'm the one that is asking for this to be done. And so, if people don't like it, don't be upset at him. You can come have that conversation with me, and I have no problem offering you the door, and you can go find another place to play if you think it's better. And you know, in 2 weeks when you come to your senses and you find out real quick that it ain't better, we'll have that conversation as well.
Yeah, and I mean, I'll be the first one to admit, too, as someone with a lot of them, losing them is going to suck, but I know it's for the betterment of the future of the league.
I was going to say, I don't mind having those conversations either, because I full-heartedly believe that this may, I don't think we're going to have it have the league where we want.
I'm not laughing at you. I'm sorry. Somebody said TFL has openings. that made me laugh. Blue, do something about your people, bro. Do something about your
Amish
people.
Cult over there.
But this is a step in the right direction. And
no, I agree.
I completely believe it.
I also will say that I think it's super cutting edge. I think it's super creative, and very few other leagues would put in this kind of time and effort to make a league better.
Yeah, and I think now that we've made it through the first time, I think future iterations of this will be a lot
Oh, it's
more
going to be
clear.
easier.
We
And easier.
know what we need to do now, and we know what we need to simplify and clear up for everybody. On
just what you
things.
created, just in that spreadsheet, like just that will make it easier.
And then what Rob put in as well, like the stuff he brought that I didn't think to bring, or I couldn't bring, or we didn't have.
Yep, no.
We were using.
That Rob spreadsheet is a lifesaver.
You know, we put it all together. You know, we'll be on the right track, and we'll be all playing games that, you know, you're not getting sacked every time by my team, or you're not having your players fall over to, you know, random running backs, or having 37-year-olds still out there doing amazing things and they shouldn't be, you know, or whatever the case may be. We're going to level the playing field for everybody. It's just a matter of getting there and all that.
Yep, I agree, and I think we will get there. I was going to draft another kicker or punter just because my last guy only had 89 kick power, but after hearing 88 kick power, I think I'm going to go ahead and avoid that like the plague.
Yeah, your strategy of cutting your kicker is kind of kicking you in the butt right now.
I can move my punter back to kicker who has a bigger leg, and I'm fine with a punter having a weaker leg as long as I kick those babies inside the 20, I'm good. I just can't, I think my kicker was making like $7 million a year this year, and I was like, can't do that.
I wish I had Justin Tucker.
He's the bear.
Look, these guys who are letting this freaking clock go down to 0, you're getting under my skin real quick, like.
Yeah, he must be gone.
Oh, there's a good name. Is he any good, Rob?
He's not bad. I mean, for being sixth round pick, anything that's not terrible is good by now.
You're up to date on all the owners that need skip too, Nate. So these guys that are running the clock down there, they're here, still here as far as we know. So you're good.
Skip Patriots.
Hey, Nate.
Yeah, you can skip these Amish guys over here in New England.
I heard "Hey Nate," but then all the bitter old guys.
No, that was me. That was me, Brady.
What's up, boss?
Man, where did you have Kendall Hanna rated on your board? Defensive tackle. I took in the first.
I have been deleting these guys as I go here because it was getting too big. So I actually, Rob may have that information because I know Rob keeps a pretty good board. Rob, do you have his guy rated?
I think he was the guy I think we were talking about. The
Need overall.
Yeah, that's
hidden dev. He had a 95 strength, 81.
Nice.
Our guys were very similar. Yours were just a little faster.
Yeah,
Can we talk about these freaking jerkish TFL guys recruiting in my game freaking draft chat? You freaking
Which one?
jerkwad! Don't forget who created this community, sir.
It was Bond.
Is it too late to play
That was
the baseball
Bond.
league?
No, you can do the baseball league. I'm fine with that. Brady, you should come play baseball with us. Oh, if Massimo lets this clock tick down, I'm gonna rage boot. Oh my god! Tell Massimo I'm rage booting him.
I don't know.
Well, it's just
I don't rage quit. I just rage boot.
Just send the rest of the draft.
Yeah, just send the rest actually.
After my pick, please.
All right.
All right, I'm gonna let you guys freaking piss and moan while I make my pick.
All right. Rob, what do you want to piss and moan about?
I think it was a really smart strategy by Bond there. So.
What openings are there for MLB? Because I'm actually interested.
I think we got like 4 or 5 teams left now. You have one in mind, or?
Yeah, as a
I
board
asked
member,
you about
I'm
it
gonna
actually,
have to
didn't
veto
I?
Rob.
Yeah, you did, and I shit on San Diego Studios, but
What? At least they take developments away, and we don't have to do 500 players.
That was pre-virus, so now I have lots of time.
Oh, okay. The coronavirus swayed you back, huh?
Oh, I'm just interested. I haven't committed yet.
I'm vetoing
I'll
Rob
send you
anyway,
the
sir.
link to the list, and you can take a look at it and see if any of them interest you.
Nah, tell him. No
I hear the
thanks.
game is
We're not
actually really
interested.
good, to be honest.
It's actually pretty good this year. It's really enjoyable.
Yeah.
We have a lot of guys over there from OMFL.
Unless you try to throw in the field. I think I had like 10 errors versus Jason.
I did hear that. I heard fielding is hard.
Did
The
you put
fielding is
button
fine.
accuracy on?
It's just the throwing. Yes. That's my problem.
You get used to it, and the problem is the meter changes. Like if you have a really good fielder, it's easier.
Yeah, the problem is I'm used to the one button on it, so that's what I do is I just tap it.
Yeah. I mean, you can probably go back to that too. Well, actually, no, you can't. Never mind, I forgot.
Right.
Yeah.
Psych.
I'm all over the place. We've been through 500 players the last week, and I'm dropping everything, and I'm all over the place. I'm a mess.
Hit me with a hidden Devo guy. I'll take it, sir. I mean, he's terrible, but I'll take it. 88 speed, strong safety, 64 zone, 75 pursuit though I like, 87 acceleration, 52 hit power. I mean, he's dumb as bricks and he can't actually tackle people, but he's fast and he's hidden Devo, so I'll take it. And he's real excited to be on my team. He's bobbing his arms back around. All right.
Wow.
Is Cooley still around or did Cooley leave?
Oh, he's gone.
His hips, remember?
Yeah.
Oh, y'all are so hateful, man. I can't believe you mess with this guy's hips. Like, there's some things you just don't mess with, and that's one of them.
Your hips.
Well, he's old.
Jesus
Like,
You don't mess
Christ.
with your hips.
Jeez. You guys are ruthless. God.
Did they fix the servers on the show though? Because I remember we tried the league a while back.
It was pretty good.
It's terrible.
No, I played last night. It was pretty good. No, I played
Yeah,
super
they
late,
fixed
but it was pretty good.
Yeah, they
fixed
fixed the
their
majority of the
servers.
problems. There haven't been any major issues. I know there's one issue right now with a challenge failed bug that Cincy told us about, but they're doing maintenance usually like every other night now, so I imagine it'll be fixed if not before we start on Monday or a couple days after, but there's easy workarounds for it, so there shouldn't be any problems.
what some of those like Diamond Dynasty dudes said was they fixed the servers for Diamond Dynasty,
I think it'll be fun.
and then they're just using
Oh
the
my
same
God.
servers for the league.
Pause. Time out. We're gonna pause the piss and vinegar real quick. A little tea right here. Do you guys have Netflix? That's a stupid question in 2020. I know, but I'm gonna ask it anyway.
I got Netflix Canada.
Ooh, what's that? Is that like the dollar store version of Netflix, or?
You know, actually, we got more programs than the American one.
Hey, you know what is a Canadian show that I love, and that's Schitt's Creek. It is my favorite
Trailer Park
current
Boys.
show. Schitt's Creek is amazing.
Letterkenny.
You guys need to go watch The Tiger King
Oh,
by Penguins. Oh my God. It is the craziest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. I was just going to watch one episode to see what this was about. Flipped it on yesterday and ended up watching the entire first season. It's freaking, it's the craziest story. That and Genius Killer or Genius Murder or something. It's about this guy who robbed a bank with a bomb strapped around his neck. That was another one that was just like the craziest thing I'd ever heard in my entire life. But Tiger King, you gotta watch it. I'm telling you guys right now, go watch it. We haven't announced but like 6 picks this entire draft, y'all. This is terrible. This is terrible.
This is like a TFL draft.
This is the part of the draft where Nate starts to lose his sanity a bit.
It's only 10 o'clock though, so there's still plenty of time as we roll here almost into the 7th round. I'd say we do interviews, but it's like people have just kind of busted on here and done their own interviews, so there's not really a whole lot to talk about. I guess the big question that we all wrestle with is, does the Falcons fall finally? Does the Falcons fall?
No.
That's not right English. That's not even right Canadian. Do the Falcons fall?
No,
It's 5, I think. 4? I thought it was
I thought it
5.
was 4 or 5 or something like that. I don't know.
You ain't can't take him down, nobody can.
He's gonna win next year, and the next year, And the next
I really thought the Seahawks were going to give him a battle because didn't he have a tight game against somebody in the playoffs this year? Like
First Super Bowl.
but this playoffs he had that's what it was. It was against Bill. He had like a 3.4 game, and so I was like, well then, if Bill can keep him close, then the Seahawks have a chance to really to win this.
Wow.
It's not a shot at Bill, but history has taught us. History has taught us. History has taught us. But like a bunch of preachers in this room. You can't. I gotta start turning off mics here pretty soon. No, I'm just picking with you guys. History has taught us though that Mo is the better player, and Mo got bitch slapped. I mean, just to call it, like he just got slapped around. Just
is he though? Because I think like nothing against Mo because he bitch slaps me like 2 times a year, but
you might get it 3 times this year just for the fun of it.
I've learned my lesson about talking trash about players. No pun intended there, Cincy. Just stay over there.
Since kind of went out and like put in some new weapons. He picked up a tight end I really liked in this draft. He definitely went out and got Hopkins. He's got his quarterback that he tanked for. Like all of these things.
Can you believe he went 0-16?
Can you believe I have to play him twice this season?
But thankfully, after his 0-16, we got a tank rule that's now fully in place.
Crazy how he went 0-16.
And he tried to talk me into like believing that he tried. I was like, I'm sorry, sir. That's D Money tried to talk me into the same thing. I was like, nah, I'm not going to believe that. Anyway, what happens in the NFC North this year? You got the Packers who had a lot of weapons, turns the ball over. Cooley comes over there, takes that thing away from Smash late in the season. He tends to retool, but he's got a team that isn't really built for him. You got the unknown guy here in Ross that is taking over the Vikings that a lot of people talk really well about as far as being just, going to quickly be one of the top players in this league. NFC North looks like it got real competitive all of a sudden.
I gotta say, that roster.
I mean, from my point of view, until someone can truly dominate Smash, I think it's Smash's division to lose.
He lost it last season, though.
Yeah, he lost it.
But I'm just saying. But what I'm saying is like a full season.
Yeah.
I mean, will that happen?
Cooley played half a season to beat him.
Yeah, I gotta say, I think Cooley's like gonna be a guy.
My thing on
I always said I needed a coach.
I don't know what that is. How no? We can't hear you.
We can't hear you.
I could build a
you gotta fix your.
You
gotta
you
get a better tin
can reference. That's what we
I
have
know.
right now.
That's a terrible tin can. There you go. Now we got you.
Yeah.
That's what. Time out. Wait, before you rant, you gotta put the mic on your mouth, not across the room. It doesn't work that way. Come on, Smash. All right, rant and rave, Smash. Go, Smash.
Cooley's gonna beat you.
Smash, where'd you go?
He's gone.
I always said I needed somebody to play a team I could build.
Wait a second, where the hell Smash go? Did the Rona get him?
No, we got.
Yeah, it hits quick.
I'll say this though about it. When we had the draft last season and we had this conversation about that division, I told Smash that he's still the king until he loses the crown, and he lost the crown.
Yeah.
And he lost it to a guy that came over in the middle of the season. That kind of makes it look a little bit worse. Now I love Smash, and I don't have a problem with anybody.
Don't
in that
sound
division,
like it.
But no, there's a but, Mr. Negative. Now he has something to prove. Smash does. Everybody in that division does.
There is definitely some. There he is again, man. Put that mic on your. Put that mic close to your mouth so we can hear you, man.
It sounds like he's like walking across the hall.
Yeah, well.
Now we got you.
You got me. I don't have anything to prove. Like I said all along, and before we have any more private conversation with others, I've always said, let me get this out before people get their panties in a bunch.
Oh, did you just call me out? Oh my God, I love you.
No, Before we have any more private conversations, I respect everybody that I play. Well, it is what it is, and and all this is for fun. And let's get one thing straight. We got a lot of stuff going on. This is for fun. So I had to make this announcement so nobody would cry. Okay, now with this division,
how can you be nice and mean all in the same sentence? Like every other word, just you send him a lot of mixed results.
He does this every year, and he's so good at it.
Okay, look, Cooley is the man to beat, right? I mean, I don't know. Double Noel always gets in his. Look, Double Noel always give you a game, but when something happens, just like in the Super Bowl,
but
sometimes it happened in our game with what happened in the Super Bowl with another team. And then I'm not gonna say anything about the green and gold team, the Vikings. We
talk about the Vikings.
I played him in the deuce. And I don't know if he was playing sleep, but we always had battles. He was the who was he in the deuce? All the Finns, and I was the Patriots. I mean, like you said, he loves to run the game. We would split the series. Now this last go round, Crazy built a nice team. I don't know what happened. I'm not gonna say he was tanking, but we rolled him. We rolled him and smoked him. So this is how the division gonna come down. It's gonna be Cooley. It's gonna be the Vikings and the Bears and the green and gold team bringing up the rear. Now,
thank God you didn't pick. Thank God you didn't pick the Packers again, because last year, the last 3 years, you've been picking the Packers every single time, and every single time I almost laughed my way out this chair. I'm gonna have Cooley hips here soon. I'm gonna fall off this chair so hard.
Look, you guys even said if he can just stop throwing these sections. Like I said, I'm speaking facts.
But he can't.
When he gets his new toy,
he can't
I don't know what
himself.
new toy he got on offense, but whatever toy he has on offense, he just seems to gravitate to him. I mean, with my defense and others who play defense and who's good defense, hey, I'm gonna pick you off. I can't help but pick you off 4 or 5 times. And Nate did a game between double Noel? Double. Yeah, and the Packers.
I did.
He was like amazed at what was happening. I mean, I think the guys in between the
He threw like 6 picks. Yeah, he threw like 6 picks to that cornerback, whoever that is.
The record for the year.
Yeah.
Right. So, I mean, don't get
I'm telling you now.
Look, I pride myself.
If I could have any team,
if
I could have any team in the league, if I could just like swap my Saints, it would be the Packers. Like that quarterback, that running back, that defense. Like I would take those Packers in a second.
Dude, I just seen guys wide open, but you going the other way. So that's not me. Look, hey, you threw 4 picks to Fuller one game. That's not me. But like I said, it's Cooley. I gotta beat Cooley. I mean, I played Cooley 4 times. I got him over there in TFL with the Redskins. I'm not gonna say what happened with that, but let's just say the Redskins. I won that game. So.
I told you he's amazing at this.
I don't know how he does it.
How do we do this every season is what I want to know.
Because
this is great content, man.
Rob,
this is great content.
Yeah.
Rob, didn't I tell you what I tell you about your team? Didn't I tell you who we're going to prove each year? And now I think you're poised to take that division. Dude, because
I can't stop yelling.
I appreciate the confidence, but I don't share that.
No, see, don't get in your head because you had him. It was one game you were up, and I was like, oh man, this game over.
Too late for that. Mo
Yeah.
has set up a nice residence in my head.
Yeah, well,
Mo's living rent free in your head, huh?
Look,
No.
hey,
this is what still haunts me from last season.
I was up.
I was up 17-14 on D Money. 17-14 against D Money in the third quarter. I was about to score another touchdown, and we had a disconnect. And then he beat me like 35-6 or something.
So really, you should be the champion.
Right.
Boy, I never said that. Now you just being dumb.
So are we all in agreement? Cooley is taking the NFC North.
Nope.
Yes,
I'm about to skip over Nipple.
I'm not buying it.
Is Nipple here? Are we? Am I supposed to be skipping Nipple?
He isn't. No one else has been said they can be Sims. So.
All right, I'm
not buying it though, Smash.
I mean, he's done.
We do this every draft. You sell yourself short. Last year was, I'm not going to win the division. Oh, we win the division.
He did say
We skipped.
Yeah, well.
Did you say Cards?
My money's on Cooley, and I got the Falcons. I think week 4. So, but let's move on because I guess we're all in agreement. The Lions taking Division 8. What about you?
Yes, I want to say the Lions because Cooley is a very good player. I'd say that even if he was here, but
and Dublin was a really nice roster for him. Yeah,
I will say that you better watch for those Vikings.
It's a perfect roster for Cooley.
I'm telling you all right now. You better watch the Vikings. That is a very good team that Crazy had built and left, and I'm just telling you right now, you better watch those Vikings. It will not surprise me if they go 12 wins.
Quarterback?
Yep. 96
Yeah, but he's only going to throw it 5 times a game, so breaking in case of emergencies.
I don't even know why I asked.
Breaking case of emergencies might be outside of Dubno. That's the greatest statement tonight.
He'll have 5 passes for 150 yards and 3
Are
touchdowns.
the Panthers not here either?
No, you can skip.
Oh my God. You guys are killing me. I think those next few are going to run.
That's a
no, you're right.
Handoff.
That's a very, very tough handoff right in the chest. Oh, another Fowler going to the NFC North there. We have enough Fowlers over there. You know, here's a team that we haven't talked about tonight, and I haven't even, his draft has not jumped out to me, but the Redskins. I mean, he battled. He got into the playoffs there, and he's got a pretty good team. You know, what do we expect from the Redskins this year?
They're going to lose week 1 against the Patriots.
But no, I think he's going to win the East.
Really?
As long as he doesn't go Pix McGee. But
it would not surprise me to see with the virus and everything to see possibly Maniac make a run at it here again, since he's kind of forced to stay home and focus. But the Redskins are really good, and the Eagles are one of the more confusing teams to figure out, right? In season 1, he was 12-win team or whatever into the playoffs, and then disappeared for like 9 seasons, and then like again next season came out of nowhere and was just dominating people, including the Redskins in that last game of the season. They're the tougher two. That's a tough team to figure out.
Yeah,
a weird division too.
The Eagles live and die with the defense.
Yeah,
it's. I think he's actually got the most underrated defense that like nobody.
It's Cox. Cox makes such a difference for him.
I thought you were talking about like name.
His wiener? No.
No, his name.
And that guy's going to have to fall off the wheel sooner or later, you know?
But when I was putting in the defensive stats, the Fletcher Cox, his stats compared to the rest of the DTs,
it just is.
It's stupid.
He's a man amongst boys at that position when you look at it.
I will say, though, the Saints had a defensive tackle that I moved to defensive end that dominated this season.
But Fletcher Cox has like 2 times the amount of stats of everyone that plays there, except for Titans Moe's DT, who doesn't actually play DT.
Who's a stud.
Yeah,
does he not play defensive tackle?
No. No one on that defense plays where they're listed.
Oh my God! Shot across the bow, Mo. You're gonna have to fix that. Yeah, that's a confusion. And that's not even a word. I don't even know what I'm doing right now. That's a confusing division because it is full of really good players. That you never know what you're going to get. You don't know. It's a crapshoot about what they're going to look like each and every season. Is Dwayne around? Is he? This is way past his bedtime. Yeah, his mom makes him go to bed usually way before this.
Who?
Yeah, he's offline.
Is his wife? She's super sweet though. She's awesome. I'm just giving him a hard time. He's offline. Okay, then what am I doing? All right, I'm just going to skip. And I'm going to skip the Lions. And I'm going to skip the Jets. Rolling through it now. All right, so here's what's going to happen, guys. After the draft is over, I'm going to kick Rob and Penguins out and beg them with everything in me to go finish the Devo system ASAP. I'm going to take 7 minutes between week 1, week 2, week 3. We're going to stop in week 4. We're going to open up all of free agency. You cannot pick up anyone in week 1, 2, or 3. You have to wait until week 4. You can pick up anyone 69 or below. 70 and above, you can put in a bid system for. We will try our very best to announce the Devo system hopefully by tomorrow. Give everybody 24 hours to make their choices. We will go in and edit. We could use some help finding out what rookies got Devo bumps, because I have no clue where to even start. Like, that's going to be, we need help. And so if somebody can help us figure that out, that would be a big thing. Yeah, and then we'll hopefully start the season Monday night, unless we need to wait for the Devo system. But hopefully we'll be able to knock that out. This has been one of the least entertaining but most talkative drafts that we've ever had.
No, I think it is more entertaining. Yeah,
I'm just joking. I'm just messing with you guys.
We're very entertaining.
Even if
since he's still around.
No, I haven't seen
him. He is online.
Oh, I thought you meant like in the chat.
No, he's online in game, so.
That's another thing, Penguins. This is a total personal side thing. Get your butt off of Invisible on Discord. If I don't get to be on Invisible, you don't get to be on Invisible.
Well, you're on like Do Not Disturb.
No.
You've been
I'm not even on right now. All day, because I've been working all day, but yes. Normally, I am free and available.
I always usually have that on that. I didn't even notice it, to be honest. I kind of just leave it there.
I noticed it when I'm looking for you, and then all of a sudden you start popping up in my DMs, and I'm like, well, he's not even online. Like, where the hell is he? It's a personal thing, because we used to have a guy.
I just opened the Facebook video, my bad.
Yeah, you're bad, exactly. Freaking Canadians. I used to have a guy in our league that used to keep stats and like do a bunch of the gross work that nobody likes doing behind the scenes, and he used to stay invisible all the time. You could never send him a message, and it just freaking would make me rage out all the time. So, and like, if I, as the commish, I don't get to be on Invisible, you mofos don't get to be on Invisible.
I think we can skip.
Titans?
Mm-hmm.
Are you sure?
He's offline in game.
I mean, he might be real into this 29th pick in the 7th round.
I think you're good. Just drafted
here we go.
Player to live rent-free in Rob's head.
All right, closing thoughts. We are done with the draft. Give me your closing thoughts. What was it like for this year's draft and off-season? We're going to go bloop.
It was a good draft for me. My off-season was pretty, well, I hope pretty good. I don't know. I'm happy with what I got, and hopefully my defense will be the 29th ranked run D this year. That's all.
Penguins, give me your thoughts on the draft and everything.
I don't draft. I didn't have any money, and it filled my backups.
Rob, give me your closing thoughts.
I finally got ahead in Dev.
Nice, congrats.
Finally.
Come on, guys. Let's put our hands together. Come on.
Thank you, Rob.
Thank you.
There you go.
I don't know who all is here. Who's left in here? I don't know. All right. Well, we're going to go ahead and wrap it up. 7 minutes. It is 10:29. So we got till 10:36. Is that right? Yeah, I think that's right. I don't know. It's late. All right. So you got till 10:36. We'll advance to week number 2. 7 minutes per. And I'm begging Rob and Penguins to go finish this Devo system. I will send Starbucks cards. I mean, you can't use them for the next 7 months until we get all out of lockdown. But when you get out, you'll be able to go buy you some Starbucks.
Whoa. Hold the phone. I don't care about the lockdown. I'll go tomorrow. All right, let's go, Rob.
Let's go finish it up.
No.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for making this entertaining. It was a fun night. It's a different night. On a serious note, we're totally just being fun tonight and having a good time. I hope that nobody takes anything that we said seriously. Yeah. It is a rough time for all of us right now. It's a different time for all of us, and we're just having some fun. So this is why we do this, and I appreciate everybody that was on this chat tonight wholeheartedly, and I hope that everybody knows that there's a difference between just kind of cutting up and having fun and being serious, and none of this was serious. So nothing but love from the Nate, and you guys have a great rest of your night, and we'll see you in week 1, and next week we'll do a Press Pass Live, so that'll be fun. So until then, great rest of your week, guys. God bless you. Peace.